After 6 or 7 weeks of discipline, you can see that Brusser is not bolting out the door. As you can see, there's an open door at the end of the hallway. There's Brusser next to Annie's crate. There's Annie. There's some muscles. Anybody doing this exercise, I would highly suggest to have the dog muscled with a basket muscle or some kind of muscle, just in case the dog bolts out the door. That way they can't bite anybody. However, as you can see, Brusser, I'm walking out my house. Brusser, even with the door open, is staying inside the house. Ah! He comes out, I correct him. Brusser, inside. I can correct him with, like I did, by pulling on his front collar, or I could have just zapped him with this beautiful e-collar, which is set at the maximum. Actually, I'm going to set it at 4 instead of 5. 5 is the maximum on this e-collar. I really don't like using e-collar, but this is an emergency device. I want the owner to be able to have an emergency device in case Brusser, every time he hears his name, he thinks I'm calling him. That's part of the recall. Very important never to call him to come to you when he's actually doing this exercise, because then he learns that he can come out the door without you. And just growl at him every time he thinks about coming out. That's what I want. I don't want him bolting out the door. Okay, Brusser. And again, we have this line here. It's a 30-foot long leash. Basically, so if in case the Brusser bolts out the door and for some reason he ignores the e-collar correction, which I doubt, that way I can just I'll be at least 30, hopefully I'll be able to run 30 feet behind him and catch him. Which, to be honest, if you have a dog running away from you, the best thing you can do actually is don't run after him, because you won't be able to catch him, believe it or not. You won't actually be able to catch that dog. Now, run away from the dog will come and chase you. That activates the dog's prey instinct. So if you have a dog actually bolt out your door, don't, just call him. Hopefully he has a reliable recall. That's why you do training. Training is very important, right? Anyways, the way I trained Brusser not to leave my house was basically by leaving every single door open. And he would be pretty much attached to this leash. I have several of these hooks in my house with a leash on them. That way he would never be able to, if he wanted to bolt out, he wouldn't. Every time he went out to the backyard to pee or poop, I would use this line, this little line here. It's a 50-foot long line, which is attached to the stairs in my house. When you come out, you'll see right here. Brusser, in. Get inside. As you can see, Brusser just followed me. At least he didn't bolt out the door. He just followed me. He's being friendly, but I don't want him to do that. Get inside. Inside, Brusser. Brusser, inside. 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 I'm actually correcting him with the e-collar. As you can see, he's flinching a little bit. E-collar. Inside. Inside. Go inside. Brusser, inside. Good boy. He didn't go running or anything. All he wanted was to follow me. But again, I don't really want to encourage that either. I want him to understand that he doesn't come out the door without the handler. As you can see, the leash is actually, this line is attached to this thing here. That way he can't bolt out. He only has a certain range that he can go and pee and poop. He never goes, and makes his own decisions. Anyways, as you can see, he's very compliant. Again, my other door is open. And you can do this exercise again, I would say, with a trailing 30-foot long line a few times, for a little while, for a few weeks. I've been doing this for several weeks with him. Brusser has been in my house for a good 6 weeks, I think. Once the trailing leash exercises are over, you can go into a point where you're not in the house, technically. What you do is see, down. Hey, Brusser is doing down. Beautiful dog. Very nice dog, highly energetic. He does need to go on a walk and run every day. I highly suggested that he be put on a treadmill daily, because he can go running and walking with me and he doesn't get tired. He does 4 miles every morning. He goes for basically 1 hour or so, 2.5 miles walking. Then we do a 1.5 mile run, maybe 2 miles run. Then we come home and I switch dogs. Very often he still has energy, so I would put him on a treadmill. But as you can see, there's a door open. Brusser's laying against it. And you know what? I'm so confident of him, I'm going to take a chance here. Since I have the e-collar and he's already almost finished with this. Okay, long line is off. Hopefully, dude, don't go running. Don't make me look bad. Brusser, come. Ah! Raya, Aris. Good boy, Brusser. Hey, sit now. Raya, sit. Sit. Sit, Raya. Raya. Look at Brusser. Raya, sit. Raya's a little knucklehead. Brusser and he, you know. But you see how relaxed Brusser is in front of Raya? This would have never happened 6 weeks ago. Alright, there's Raya. And what we're doing, Raya, he's going to get a little treat for being calm in front of Brusser. See? We're going to reward everybody that is calm. See? Being quiet is rewarded in this house. Here, Annie. You got a treat. There's Annie. There's Nikki. There's Brusser. Brusser gets a treat. They know there are rewards. You don't have to use food all the time. You know, basically, but it's good to you know, food is a big motivator on dogs. Come on. We know that. All right, as you can see, this is my backyard. There's Brusser. He doesn't have the trailing leash anymore. All we have is a remote. And my calm assertive energy, as someone would say. I don't remember who would say that, right? But you could tell that either my calm assertive energy is making him stay where he is and not bolt out the door, or maybe the discipline has made him not want to bolt out the door. He knows there are consequences in this house to not following rules. I want you to place rules in your home for your dogs. Your dogs need rules. We need discipline. And that doesn't mean hitting the dog or doing anything bad to the dog. Okay? Abusing dogs is not acceptable by me. If I catch someone abusing a dog, they will have to abuse me. And I'll abuse them in return. So basically, discipline is basically earning the dog's trust and respect. Brusser trusts me because I feed him every day. Obviously, I don't have to worry about that part. Now, respect. That's where we put discipline, where he would eat on command, he would do sit, he would do down, he would stay. He would not eat until he complied with a stay. That's simple, right, Brusser? And, again, I personally don't like using e-collars, but you know what? He's not going to be with me in a few weeks, and I want the owner to have an emergency device, which the only time this device will be used is at the highest setting possible. In this case, it's 1 through 5. 5 is the highest. And what we want the owner to do is, if Brusser bolts out the door, zap him if he doesn't come out on command. So, you got it. I personally don't like using e-collar, but again, it's an emergency thing for the owner. I'm going to go and close the door, the front door. My sliding door behind is open, and Brusser could actually escape if he wanted to. Right? But he's not going to do that because he knows there is a consequence if he bolts out that door, which means I will correct him with the prong collar, or he will be set by the e-collar, which I will probably not do because I don't like doing that. But that's an emergency. Now, I'm going to go ahead and close my sliding door behind me, which means Brusser is very quiet. Very good boy. And because he's been a great boy, I want to reward him. But anyways, I'm going to have to stop because it's almost 10 minutes and YouTube won't let me upload over 10 minutes. All right, see you all later.